and you stood there knowing in your head that there's been 900 men before you. That is disgusting.
What kind of mentality is that, please? Because I just can't relate.
Oh, what's going on, bro? Yeah, I'm stood next to some fit bird at the moment. She's got nice brown hair as well.
I am not a f***ing bird.
He did message me saying, what are you doing after? So I text him back saying, I'm seeing you.
When you think of dating in the UK, what do you think of? Do you think of happiness? Do you think of peace? Do you even think of love? Well, whatever you're thinking, is it what everybody else is thinking? Welcome back. I hope you're ready.
Excuse me. Do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah, I do. Sorry.
That's surprising.
That's surprising.
Women are just fucking sick of it. Like, yeah, we're getting behind Rebecca, but it's the bigger fucking picture. We are fucking sick of it. Because see, back in the day before OnlyFans and all this was a thing, men would have no problem with fucking going into their fucking mum's spare room, typing on their grubby little fucking semen-stained computer and getting up some porn and watching it and wanking into their mum's bathrobe, right? No problem with that. But see, when women are actually getting paid for it and women are in control of the content and they're getting the money they should be getting, then all of a sudden it's a fucking problem. Actually, away and fucking cry. Like, it winds me up so much. Do you know what I mean? Cry. Literally, go have a wank and fucking cry your salty tears. Genuinely, it just, like, why? Not everything.
This clip was taken from the Relatively Blonde podcast. Now, through all the noise, what I got from her is men shouldn't have a problem with OF, because before OF, men used to watch porn. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I got from what she was saying. I also heard her say something about we stand behind Rebecca. Now, podcasts are a big thing everywhere. Some good and some the complete opposite. But this one sounds to me like a completely garbage conversation. People that work in the adult industry do the same thing as people do on OF. So in society, those people are judged in a certain way. That's just how society works. If you want to do OF, that's totally up to you, each to their own. But the majority of men don't want their partner to be doing OF. It's real simple. What is this girl talking about? The same men that are jerking off to corn are the same men that are sending money to OF. Truthfully, I think this girl has better things to do with her time. I'm not going to say what. I'll let you be the guess of that.
The UK no longer gives a solitary shit about men, bruv. It's now a feminized country. So what does this mean? This means that if you're a man, yeah, please understand that the UK will prioritize females and rainbow men, if you know what I'm saying, ahead of you, bruv, even if you're better than them. That's why in workplaces you've got a lot of females and rainbow men running things, bruv, even though they ain't qualified to do f*** all. Now, in my opinion, the best move for men to make is to start their own businesses, work hard, and build something for themselves, build a foundation and a legacy for themselves. I'm not saying to hate any of these people, but what I am saying is to prioritize yourself, because they don't give a f*** about you, bruv. Become strong and fit, become as rich as possible, and become as smart as possible. Find a loyal and beautiful woman and build a family together.
This is a video from Silgin Affiliate UK. You know what? I think a lot of men in the UK are feeling like this is how the place has turned. And what he said about like the workplace, I have to speak on because it's facts. The reason I don't work in offices anymore, and I will never work in an office again, is because they are just moist with a bunch of yes men. The environments are just real toxic. Now Silgin, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, brother, but you said just find yourself a loyal, beautiful woman and start yourself a family. You see, doing that in the UK for many men just seems impossible, especially when you have a system that works against you. There's only a certain amount of people that can see the system that works against men in relationships. An example of that is the replacement of the man in the home. The replacement of the man in the home is benefits from the government. We live in a system where it's okay for a woman to have a child for a man who didn't want the child, and she can make him pay for that child and also get extra benefits, top ups from the government as well. So when you live in a system like that where women are incentivized to leave the relationship because they will get payments, yeah.
Okay, here's part 2. Quick recap, me and my friend went on holiday, just the two of us. I was single, she was not, and I met a guy on the first night. The guy texted me the next day saying he wanted to meet up at some point while we're both on holiday. He's from America, from the States. Me and my friend are from England, and we meet up on this holiday in Barcelona. I was out shopping with my friend when I got the text, and I told my friend about it. She wasn't happy about it. She didn't want me to meet up with him. So then I left it until the last night. I thought, you know what? I want to meet up with this guy. I want to see if there's even any point of staying in contact with him. Like, I want to see what he's about. And I haven't, because that's what she wanted me to do. But I thought, you know what? It's the last night out. She's still getting ready. I'm going to go. I said to her, I'm going to go meet him for a drink, and I'll meet up with you after for our night out. So I meet him for the drink. We got on well. I feel like there's only so much you can get to know somebody in the space of an hour or two. It was still better than nothing. And at this stage, I quite liked him and I wanted to continue talking to him. After the date or the drink with this guy, I meet up with my friend. We go on our last night out of the holiday and we have the best time. And we weren't drinking because we drank so much every other night. We were sick of it and we were just drinking water all night. The music was great. The vibe was really good in the club. We were making friends with everyone there. Like, it was really weird, but everyone in the club, or on the dance floor at least, was like hyping each other up. We were all getting on really well. It was a proper laugh. Like, we had a really good time. And the guy actually was at the same club, but we didn't really speak. He came over, said hello, but I was with my friend. I carried on dancing and he was talking to his people. But he did message me saying, what are you doing after? So I texted him back saying, I'm seeing you. He was obviously really happy about it. He sent me the heart eye emoji and I thought it was really cute. I'll show the text to my friend thinking, surely she won't mind now because we are literally at the end of the night. We're gonna go back. We're going to go to bed and we're going home tomorrow. Like, we spent the whole holiday together. We've had the best time. I've spent every minute of every day with you, apart from the 2 hours I went for a drink with him and when you were on the phone to your boyfriend. Like, apart from that, we've spent every minute of every day together. Now, from the comment section in part 1, I have realized that not everybody has the same mindset as me and my friends that I have now. We are very independent, we're very supportive of each other, and we're very much okay with being on our own or spending time by ourselves here and when we are on a holiday together. But this was years ago and I didn't know my friend had this kind of mindset, because me and her, when we were single, we would always support each other, go out, and even when she first met her boyfriend that she was with, she was still kind of living on the edge a little bit, like towing the line in a grey area, which I didn't judge because I don't know the ins and outs of her relationship, but she was acting a little bit single when she first met her boyfriend or when she had been with him for a little while. But I didn't judge her, I supported her, and I trusted that she must know what she's doing. So needless to say, I was a little bit surprised when I showed her the text and she turned around and said to me, to do what? The text said, I'm going to see you, as in I'm going to go see the guy after, and she was like, to do what? So I was like, that's a little bit judgy. Firstly, I'm a single woman and I'm an adult. I can do what I want to do. So even if my intention was to hook up with this guy, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But that wasn't even my intention. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with hooking up with people or random hookups, but I just don't personally get anything from it. It's not very fulfilling for me. I'm an all or nothing kind of person. So it doesn't really do anything for me, and that isn't what my intention was. So I was a little bit like, you know me, but even if that was my intention, what would be wrong with it? Like, either way, I didn't really feel like that response was justified. Like, if the situation was she didn't want to be left alone or she didn't feel safe at night, like being in the hotel by herself or something like that, cool, I would understand. But I know that wasn't the case because of the area that we were in was really safe. The hotel was very safe. And if she had said that, I of course wouldn't leave my friend alone if she doesn't feel safe or she doesn't feel comfortable. It just felt like she was very much like not cool with me living the single life because she's not living it now. And for those of you saying, oh, it's a fling, it's not going to go anywhere, why would you leave your friend for it? First of all, let's not be dramatic. I'm not leaving my friend. I didn't push her off a cliff, right? It's a bit of time on her own. She'll be okay, she'll live. It's not the end of the world. And I would also be okay with that if the situation was reversed. Secondly, how do you know it's going to be a fling? There are people that meet on holiday all the time and end up together. Who knows? And thirdly, I don't make decisions based upon what's the likelihood that this is going to work out. Like, sometimes you got to live. Life isn't always about the destinations. It's about the journey. I'm here to have an adventure, have a good time. Sometimes you've got to do things for the plot. And if that's not you, that's fine, but we live very differently. Anyway, after the club, me and her are in the cab. I drop her off at the hotel and then I go see him after near La Ramblas, the main sort of Barcelona main high street area. Anyway, we spent some time together and he was like being very overly flirty. I'm like, he might be looking for a hookup. This isn't really what I'm looking for. And I did kind of notice he was just talking about himself a lot in the conversation. I was like, I might have been blinded a little bit by how good looking he was. But anyway, whether it worked out with him or not, I'm glad I went to see him because you got to live life, right? I have no regrets. Secondly, I don't think my friend was in the right. So again, I have no regrets. Thirdly, I'm glad I went to see him and got to know him and realized he wasn't for me. It's not what I wanted. And I didn't waste my time staying in touch with him after because he did come to London after. He was telling me he was traveling around Europe and I didn't entertain the conversation because I didn't want to meet up with him again.
This clip from Aria Bird. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. Now this is interesting. She did say there was a part 1, so obviously I didn't get the full story. But from what she said, I don't see how she can still be friends with the other girl. That's if they are still friends. Because how can you be in a relationship, your friend's single, but you're moving like that? Now this, I've seen this before. It's not just with females. Obviously not the same sort of scenario. But I've seen where a guy's had a girlfriend and he doesn't want his boy to meet someone else. It's a bit weird and wet and moist. My question to you is, if you're in a relationship and you can clearly see that your friend's single and they're struggling, you can clearly see that they don't like being single, do you help them to find someone else? And when I say help them, I don't mean do you approach people for them, but do you just be there for them? Like, you know, if they want to go out and socialize, do you go out with them? Or do you not go out because you're not single anymore and you're just going to leave your friend to fend for themselves? I see a lot of people do that. They get with someone, you know, you'll get 2 friends, you always see them together, and then one person will find a partner and then they'll just leave their friend for dead. I see it a lot. And lastly, on what Aria said, she was on holiday in another country, yeah? She sent a guy that she met a message saying that, I'm going to see you after the club. And then when he got a bit flirty with her, she was acting like she didn't expect it or she didn't like it. Now, let me just ask you a question. You know, after the club, what normally happens? Is it just me or... Come on, girls don't think that differently, do they? If I'm in a club and I say to you, what you're doing after the club, and you say you're seeing me, maybe I'm just... Yeah, okay.
So if you're like me and you're single and on this weekend you feel a negative, unhelpful way about being single, you're thinking, oh no, I'm single, I've got nothing to do, I've got nowhere to go. Please try not to look at it like a negative thing. Being single on a weekend is an absolute privilege. It's something that you should be unbelievably grateful for, because when you're single and you've got a whole weekend to yourself, you can do whatever you want. That might mean doing something, that might mean doing nothing. You might just want to rot in your bed all day and take naps and eat crap and watch TV, whatever it might be. Or you might even decide to go to the airport and catch a flight somewhere and go to another city, whatever. Recognize that you are in such a privileged position that you can do absolutely anything you want and you have nobody that you need to negotiate with. Please consider people in relationships generally on a weekend, they don't end up doing what they want to do. They do what someone else wants to do. And even if you're the one doing the thing that you want to do, chances are you're having to drag somebody around with you knowing that they don't want to be there, they don't want to be doing it. When you're single, you can do whatever you want. You can go home right now, get into bed and sleep the entire day if you want to. It's an absolute privilege. Please don't look at it as a negative thing. Try to get some perspective. Recognize it's such a fantastic position to be in. The majority of people would give anything to be in the same situation as you. So make the most of it. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Remember, even doing nothing is doing something, because that's self-care. And sometimes you just need to chill and relax and unwind and do absolutely nothing but eat crap and watch crap TV.
This clip from Break the Habit, Cognito. Being single is without doubt very underrated. However, living in your comfort zone for too long can damage you long term, because whether we like it or not, at the end of the day, the relationships that we have with others are what make or break us. And being alone, you can only go so far. The bottom line is we need each other. As much as we don't want to admit it, we do need each other. But look, the summer is coming, and I can sense this year it's going to be a hot one. It's going to be a sizzler. Many festivals, many carnivals, so don't feel too low if you are single. Just get yourself in shape and be ready.
At this point, I've accepted that I'm just gonna have to be single forever and ever, because let me just give a quick story time, so I'm talking to this guy. I really like him, you know, he's so cute, he's so sexy, and I'm really feeling him. And he's getting to know me, talking to me, putting in so much effort, and just, you know, doing everything right, giving me money, paying for my groceries, you know, doing all of the above, you know, can't complain. Tell me why yesterday I've had to put him out. Tell me why I've gone through his phone. And that's why, girls, if you want to stay happy, don't go through a guy's phone, because they're going to do it every single time. Literally, they're going to really disappoint you every single time. Tell me why I've gone through his phone and I'm seeing that he's just talking to bare different girls. And I'm just like, okay. And obviously he tried to apologise but obviously I'm not trying to hear that. Like, I really don't want to talk to you anymore, and there's nothing you can really say. But I just want to know, why do guys do that? Why do you guys do that? Because it doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, it really doesn't. And I just don't get it. I honestly don't get it. I'm really fuming right now.
It's Jada Chanel. Hope I said that right. I hate getting people's names wrong. She said, why do guys do that? Or should the question be, why did that guy do that? Now see, I don't know why he would do that. I don't know the guy. In fact, you know what? Yeah, I do know why he was doing that. She said he was doing all the right things, giving me money and paying for my groceries. You know what many women don't understand is, if you're viewing him like that, how do you expect him to view you? Think about that one.
This meaty girl, average looking, 4 at best. Let's do the maths. 3,600 seconds times 24 hours is 86,400 seconds divided by 1,000 men. You man had 86 seconds to chop. 86 seconds to chop. You man went through how many application rounds? Sent how many emails? You lined up for how many hours? You put your head down in shame to go and chop this meaty girl for 86 seconds. You man are moving mad. What are you doing? All you man in the 900s were lining up for time. And you stood there knowing in your head that there's been 900 men before you. That is disgusting. Don't even come back to your guys and tell them the story, you know. That's not a cool story to tell. None of you should go and marry this girl, you know, because there will be no remorse from the male community. Zero. Okay, that's you, bro. That just shows me where you are mentally, because it's evident. It's in your face. You know what she's on. It goes against the principles. She gives you soft voice, cosmetic surgery, free access to pumps, and blonde hair, and now you lost your mind. You man had 86 seconds to chop. You literally did not get 2 minutes in the pumps. You man need to take a long look in the mirror, man.
Man like Trey Daniels. Now I don't know this brother, but my God, is a G. The guy did the maths. Now I'm not even gonna say her name, because you already know who, what, when, WTF. And you know what? It would be too easy to bash her, because she is already fully bashed out already. But what does this say about the state of the mindset of men? Really though. We can talk all day about how women are moving mad, but is this not a clear case study on how men have just gone mentally weak? When you really look at it, I think it's a serious problem. You heard how Trey broke it down, family. 86 seconds to chop, and you're lining up with 9,900 other men. You couldn't even pay me to do that.
Imagine seeing your friends upload a picture or a video and you scroll past it. What kind of mentality is that, please? Because I just can't relate at all. If you have friends or family that do that, they are your haters. They are silent haters. I do not care. And I cannot stand people like that. It absolutely kills them to hit that heart button. Yeah, I have no time for it.
JX, I can actually see where she's coming from. I actually used to think like that until I realized that I'm not out here living for likes. I'm out here living for real connections. People who you speak with on the phone, people who you see in person, those are the only people that you should really be focused on. And you know what? I also think that there are some things that our friends and family post that we just don't like. You know, just because we're friends or we're family, I don't have to like every post that you put up. That'll be fake. But I can see where she's coming from. I get what she's saying.
Yourself first, because it's all good putting the woman and all that before you, but when that mash up, no one's got your back. So make sure you always have your own little couch, even if it's a one room or whatever it is. Just make sure you have your place, car. When it's raining and you're walking down Mitcham Road, some black bag rips, yeah, because that's where I got dashed out. That's where I got dashed out. The bag rips. Man's out here reminiscing. I never forget that. My mum, she had some of the bags. She had the courtesy to deliver to my mum's. So mum was like, "Yeah, forward back, man. Never stay with a woman again."
And you know why it's good is to like go in with a plan for the man then, because I remember when me and my ex we fell out and I was mad. I was like, and I left and I went far, bro. I moved to Kent, got my own little place. Like I just didn't want to be like, because sometimes and then I found myself too far away from my friends and family, and and it's like all of this was a domino effect of like not setting myself up properly. So like even that, like just because you got the peas to quickly skip, don't mean that you're in the right place. Set it up. Don't be lazy, man.
100%.
Don't be lazy. Like set up your thing, and then let her settle with you.
This clip here from Facts Only. So I've lived with 4 different women in different cities across the UK, and if there's one thing I've learned from my experience is I will never ever give up my space again and go and live with a woman. Never. That position for me is a handicap and a hazard. When she knows that you have nowhere else to live, nowhere else to go, then you're in trouble. Always have your own space. When she's in her emotions and she tells you to get out of her house, and most of the appliances in the house were purchased by you, they're yours, bro. It's a frustrating situation that you don't want to be in. Trust me.
I'm done already. I'm absolutely fuming. Been back on the apps for literally not even 2 weeks, and this is what has occurred. The dating world has literally gone to pot. I mean, like, I've just got no words. It's almost as if no one actually wants to date anymore. I mean, I've had 2 dates from being back on the apps about a week and a half. They were okay, but they didn't go anywhere. And then I've had a multitude of men who've been messaging me and then turn out to be right dickheads. And they've basically all gone and done the same thing, really. Tell me that they want to date, and actually, boom. Of course they don't want to date, they want to leg over. One guy I was talking to for a couple of days, he then messaged me randomly and goes, "Are you horny?" "No, babe, I'm not, because I'm currently at the park with my daughter having the best time of my life." So I promptly said bye-bye to that one. And when I started speaking to last night, was being extremely flirty, extremely complimentary, as they do. Putting out all the stops, trying to seduce me just ever so slightly, just kind of edging on that little bit of, you know, trying to go the whole hog with me. Then sends me a message tonight being like, "Oh, I've been thinking about you all day, just sort of send you a message, you know, see if you wanted like a massage or anything." And then he proceeds to have this whole long spiel already pre-prepped to send me of what he would love to do to me.
And I promptly turned around to him and said to him, this is why the dating world has gone to pot. I told you I wanted to date, didn't want anything casual, and you're still trying to pull one over my eyes. So I politely told him where to go and gave him a mouthful, and then he proceeds to say to me that he could see I'm stressed and aggravated by what he said, and he's so sorry he didn't mean to do that. So I then said, thank you for patronising me. I'm going to finish watching my film in peace. Good night.
That was patronising though, really. I'm with you there on that one, Sammy Joe. Sammy Jojo, should I say. I can hear the frustration in her voice. All the men that are messaging her are turning out to be professional idiots, she said. Now I hear a lot of this coming from women who say that the guys approaching them and the guys messaging them are not the type of guys that they're looking for. And the question I always ask is, so what about all the men that you are choosing to go for? Are they any better? Because the way I see girls in the dating market for years, what they do is they just set up a net and just wait for the men to come. Now if all these men that you're attracting are not what you're looking for, what do you actually do then when you see somebody that you like? Do you, because the way I see it, girls who don't approach the man that she likes, girls who don't make the first move, girls who don't make an effort apart from how they look, shouldn't really complain about the dating market, because you're complaining about all the men that are coming to you, but you're not actually out there trying to pick the men that you want. So it's a bit lazy. You're trying to do it the lazy way and it's not working for you. So I'll give you an example. It's like I'm complaining about all the rubbish job offers that I'm getting, all the emails of the job offers that I'm getting. I'm complaining about them because they're all rubbish and they're all not what I want. But at the same time, I'm not out there applying for the jobs that I want. See where I'm coming from?
I have never seen a good looking man that also has big muscles. Like, they definitely don't exist, and there is no amount of video evidence that could prove to me that they exist. Like, you can try and show me videos of a good looking man that has big muscles, but you know, I just don't think that they exist, and you definitely shouldn't even try and prove it to me.
The name of this girl's page is Disappointed. Now when you know that girls are never satisfied already, it's no surprise that she thinks this way. And I don't know why she's sweating, but yeah, I won't even comment on that. So she doesn't think that men that have big muscles are attractive. Who cares? Nobody's gonna go out of their way to prove that to you. Many would even ask, what is the point of the video? But if you understand the nature of the opposite sex, you will understand why she made that video. She made that video hoping to attract men with big muscles into her DMs. These men obviously trying to prove to her that they are attractive. Only when you have no goals in life would you even waste your time with this, waste your energy with this. Love is an emotion that clouds logic and a reason. I've said this before. Don't be a lemon. Until next time, peace.
She's got me thinking of all the things I do, all the things I do. She's working undercover, but so am I. And that's your baby mama, she ain't even mine. I've never had to go anywhere, cause she's got what I need, my undercover lover. I saw potential in another brother's baby mother. You're judging me, but you